So Christie Sides is obviously the Indiana Fever coach. I'm still not going to say that what's happening now is means that she's this unbelievable coach or anything. But I will say that I do really like how she's kind of dealt with the Indiana Fever team coming back. How she's dealt with trying to get them back on the same page after the All-Star break. And this is a team that you can see what their flaws, some of what their flaws are. And I don't think Christie Sides is the greatest basketball coach in the world. I think she has a fundamental misunderstanding of the sport, that I think she's not a long-term coach. But if she wants to keep her job, you keep 22 and you keep Aaliyah Boston happy. And you keep the team happy. You keep the team all on the one page. And we saw the fact that they came back early. This is a team that came back earlier than any other team for their pre-Olympics or the pre-Olympic break comeback, training camp. If you're the Aces, your team's playing at the Olympics. Half your team are at the Olympics. Is it 4? Yeah, you got 4 players in the Olympic team. If you are the Liberty, you got 2. And they're 2 important players. If you're the Sky are already back, but they came back nearly a week after Indiana. So you're looking at them being brought back early. And you don't want a 3-week-long training camp to take it out of the players. You don't want your players to be exhausted after 3 weeks. And your players are going to be around each other all the time. So, on a personal level, I really like what Christie Sides has done. If you guys agree with me, subscribe. We're only 12 subscribers off 25.8k. But, if you're looking at it, what you're seeing multi-sport athletes. Today's practice was a home run derby. Or a pre-practice contest. So, you're having pre-practice contests. Christie Sides has even been talking about the practices, and she's been talking about how much they've been doing as far as the team bonding is concerned. You're seeing it right here. It's today we announced dedication of a brand new outdoor court, permanent basketball court at the Indy State Fair. Caitlin Clark, Leah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Wheeler celebrated alongside fans by signing autographs and shooting. And not only that, they're doing this type of charity work. They're doing work, and you can even see it when it comes to Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, all these players. They're taking part at the fair. They're having fun. And this seems like a team. You can even just see from the videos from this home run derby. Again, you've got Caitlin Clark trash talking every single person in the damn building, but while winning. But you're seeing how competitive some of the things are, and that's a lot of what you've been seeing from these practices. And again, you're seeing just how good a mood Caitlin Clark's in. The footage of their practices, Caitlin Clark's commenting being I'm not that fast. What way do you edit this to make me look fast? So, they're showing their practice, they're showing their grind. But again, scavenger hunts. Just random games. So it's just, team bonding is important. I'm telling you, team bonding is important. And it's a big thing when you're looking to get a team playing on the same page, because if there are 2 evenly matched teams, the team with better team chemistry will win. And I think she's smart, because people saying that, the team needs to work on defense, why are they doing this? They've got a 3-week-long training camp. You can work when your players are focused and want to be there and are happy to be there. In general, you're going to be able to get the best out of them. Especially if taking a half an hour before practice to do something fun and get the team together, it's not going to take away from anything, because you've got 3 weeks. There's only so much ball you can learn. There is. There's only so much team basketball you can learn in 3 weeks. So making sure your team gets on, that the team are used to playing with each other, that your team are just used to not even playing ball with each other, just used to being around each other. It's helpful. It's really helpful. And look, I'm not someone that's going to be overly hyping up Christie Sides. I don't think Christie Sides is the right coach for this team. I don't think long term she's a good coach. But I can see why she stayed in the league as an assistant coach for so long. You can see why. Because, again, the whole team's together other than Christie Wallace, Christie Wallace can't even get on the court for Australia. It took Sandy Brondolo one game to realise she sucked. But you can see that there are aspects of Christie side's coaching that is good. She seems to be very good at getting her team, like for a lot of team chemistry stuff. She seems to be, ironically, behind the scenes, she seems to be a pretty good players coach. Even though she doesn't seem to be a good players coach when it comes to some of the stuff in the media. I think it's her trying to save her own ass. But she seems to be a pretty decent players coach behind the scenes. And it's just a problem that she's got so many holes in her. I think she'd be a good assistant, which is why she was an assistant for so long. I just don't think she's a good head coach. But that's pretty much it. The Fever, I just can't see the Fever not making the playoffs. I just can't see them not making it. They have the talent. They're going to be playing every game. Like, they're going to be playing every single game hard. And they now are used to playing with each other as a team. Like, they were 1-8. I just don't see a situation where they don't make the playoffs. Because team chemistry was a big issue with them at the start of the year. I think their rotations are going to be better. They can't come out worse defensively. The biggest reason they were so bad defensively was because their rotations were all over the place. And practice will help with that. And offensively, they surely have to be a bit better. Even though offensively they haven't been that bad this year. So, yeah. This is a pro Christie sides video. It's a pro Christie sides video because there are important aspects to coaching. And getting your team on the same page and making sure the morale of your team is up is a big aspect of coaching. And obviously from this, because some coaches would have just said, screw this, we're not doing that, we're just focusing on ball. You can go and do that in your own time. Maybe we'll cut it where I'm not wasting any practice time on that. But when you've got as much practice time as these do, you've got as much time. Like, look, they came back a week early. So they can essentially afford to do a week's worth of screwing about and still have played the same amount of basketball as teams that came back a week later. And also, again, if you're calling your players earlier than other teams, you have to also make sure you're not pissing off your players looking at their contemporaries not being back, being like, oh, we're back early. You got to at least make it enjoyable for them, which Christie Sides has. So, can't believe I'm saying this, but fair play, Christie Sides.